Just in case your dad never showed you how to plant flowers that you buy from a store, I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. There are two main types of flowers, perennials and annuals. Annuals only live for the season. Perennials will come back year after year. In other words, these can survive the winter, these can't. When you're buying flowers, keep that in mind. Another consideration when you're buying these is looking at the labels to see whether they like sun or shade more. Full sun, 6+ hours. Once I get my glasses on, I can read that. You really only need a few things to plant flowers. You need the flowers themselves, you need some dirt, and you need a place to plant them. You probably need a shovel too. You don't have to use this, but I'm going to use some Quick Start. This is a little root stimulator that helps the plants get started once they're transplanted. They usually come in a 4-pack. The way you get them out is you press at the bottom while you're pulling from the roots gently at the top. Now notice in the bottom they've got slits because you don't want to soak the roots in water, so there needs to be a place for water to drain. Looks like a little Minecraft block. Break these apart carefully. Now you can just set them aside. They're going to be fine while you're figuring some things out. So I'm going to break these 4 apart. Celosias, I think they look like little truffula trees. So I'm just pushing in the bottom, sliding them out. It helps if when you're doing this, the water or the soil is somewhat moist but not soaking. So these were watered yesterday, and you've got to water them every day and sometimes twice a day if it's warm while they're in those cups. Now I'm just setting them around, breaking them apart like so. While you've got them like this, you can figure out and move them around and see how you want to arrange them, either in a pot or in the ground. By the way, I will put affiliate links to the different products that you need to do this in the description, but you can get most of this stuff from your local hardware store. Position them where you want and just see how you want to arrange them. I'm going to do some in pots and I'm going to do some in our flower garden out front. I think I'm going to do a celosia in this one and then the pansies around it. I think I'll do the 3 celosias like that. Now I know how I want them. The next step is to get them in. If you want to use gloves, you don't get as much dirt under your fingernails. I'm going to loosen the dirt. And if you don't have a pot with dirt in it already from last year, you can get some. There's a link to them. You can also get potting soil. But if you're putting them in the ground, then you've already got the dirt. When the soil is good and loose, it makes it easier for the roots to expand. You want to get the depth so that when you've put the plant in, the base of this will be right at ground level. So you dig it based on that to see how deep you need to go. Since I'm going to do 5 of them in this pot, I'm going to have to remove some of this soil and then backfill it after. Put it like that. 4 of the pansies around the outside. The mix ratio for this Quick Start is 1 capful to a gallon. Pour that in with a little water in the bottom and then add the rest so that it's agitated while it gets up to the gallon mark. Root starter water right there. Take the root sack and either with your hands or with a shovel, split it open a little bit, spread it out. That will help the roots get started in the soil. Backfill with some of the soil to hold it in place. Split the root pack a little bit. Add a little Quick Start into the bottom. And then position it and backfill with some of the dirt. Now let's do the center one. This one has a bigger root sack. I'll go a little deeper with this one. Break the root ball up. A little bit of the root starter directly in there. Position it and backfill. You want to backfill around it evenly so that as you put dirt in one side, it doesn't tilt it the other direction. So now I've got enough dirt to get them all roughly at the same base level. Press down gently around the base of each of the plants that you've just transplanted. And now they're in. Gently give them another dose of water right around the base of each plant. Don't wash the soil away. They'll tell you if they're really thirsty because they're going to sag. Then you should have a nice potted flower arrangement for the rest of the season. It's the same process if you're planting them directly into the soil. So I'm going to turn these upside down, press on the bottoms. So I'm pressing, and once I get it loose, it comes out. I can break them apart. Position them where I think I want them, and then the same process. It's the same process you use if you're doing vegetables, even in a pot. Though in this case, I put a little vegetable fertilizer in with the soil and mix that in before I plant the plant in. Now you know how to plant flowers, just in case your dad never showed you, whether it's in pots or in the soil. This channel is geared for young men that have grown up without a dad. If that's you, then follow for more tips, tricks, and encouragement. Always remember, you can still succeed even if your dad's not in your daily life. And you do have a dad that loves you. And I'll see you on the next video.